For it is written, He will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing, to naught, the understanding of the prudent, the comprehension of the logical, the rationalizations of those who are bound to the rules, regulations, and traditions of this world, such that they must decipher this world, such that they must take apart and put back together this world, such that they should discern this world without any concern for that which they cannot see. They seek to understand this illusion, this mirage, this false reality, and to make sense of it all, to make sense of their lives, and yet still they're not happy. Yet still they're not satisfied. Yet still they're not fulfilled. To those who are lost, confused, in trying to make sense of this world, to them, to the so-called wisdom seekers or the wise, to the scribes, to the philosophers, to the New Age gurus, to those who claim that they have this world figured out. The message of Yahusha to them is foolishness. To those who are the living dead, to those who perish, because living in this earth, living in darkness, living in confusion, living in strife, in this world, your soul is dead because you're guided by the father of lies. And so, to those who perish in this world, the message of Yahusha is foolishness. But to those of us who are saved, His message is redemption. His message is forgiveness. His message is salvation. I was listening to this interview with one of the modern scribes of our day. If I mentioned the name, everyone would know it. And this individual, who's written a bunch of books, a renowned thinker and philosopher of our age, who claims to love or to know or to believe in Yahuwah and Yahusha, the Father and the Son, and to understand the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. And yet, he's so caught up in attempting to explain the wisdom of the Bible, the wisdom of the power of Yahuwah, the wisdom of the Word of Yahusha, that he compares it to, in trying to understand, for instance, the journey of Moses and his encounter on the top of Mount Sinai in the burning bush, or the journey of Abraham, or any of the fathers, the human fathers, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac. And I'm assuming some of that part, but as I heard him speak on the journey of Moses and the journey of Abraham, and how he compares this in some way, shape, or form, I'm just paraphrasing here, to the hero's journey, to the journey of enlightenment, the journey of redemption, the journey of self-discovery, the journey of enlightenment. The thinkers of our age are so concerned with helping others understand the Most High, understand Yah, understand Yahuwah, by trying desperately to make sense of it in this world, to make sense of it as a journey of self, to make sense of it as a journey of the material, to make sense of it as a journey, as a pilgrimage of your own epiphanies, of your own revelations, of your own worth. Those epiphanies come from, not from us, they come from Yahuwah. The revelations come from Yahuwah. The understanding comes from Yahuwah. The power is Yahuwah's, not ours. All that we have is His will. What He wills, we have. And so desperate are we in our attempts to convince others of the existence of Yahuwah, of the reality of Yahuwah, of the strength, power, and wisdom and discernment of Yahuwah. We're so caught up in trying to make those of us who do not know the way, truth, and the life, so caught up in trying to help them understand it by understanding things as a measure of what makes sense in this world. He does not make sense of this world. This world is an illusion, a mirage, and it is governed by Hashatan, is governed by the devil, the demons of this world. They run amok on this world. They rule this planet such that they revel in our deceit, deception, in misleading us and deceiving us. And it's why we can never figure it all out. It's why we're always confused, why we're always in chaos, why we're always in war, why we're always in misery. You attempt in doing so to bring the Most High low. But the glory of Yahuwah, the genius of Yahuwah, the might of Yahuwah is He brings the low high. The exalted will be humbled, the humbled will be exalted. He uses what the wise consider foolish to render them asunder. And He saves. He saves through what the wise consider foolish, making the mighty weak, saving those who the mighty consider to be weak, saving by what the mighty consider to be weak. The humbled will be exalted, the exalted will be humbled. The weak will be strong, the strong will be weak. We mix up, we confuse these terms because, again, we're guided by our unfettered passions in this world, by our unbridled desires in this world. We're led around by our lust and temptation to conquer and gain dominion over man in this world, that we forsake our salvation, our redemption, and all that is righteous by following the laws of man. The laws of man mean nothing. They're worthless, other than to reveal your fallibility, reveal your imperfection, reveal your sin. They do not justify you. They do not make you righteous. And so the modern age scribes and the scribes of old, they wonder. They chase their tail. In frustration, they're confounded by why they can't bring order to this world through what they consider to be reason, logic, and rationality. Because they have forsaken that which has given them life, that which has created them. The message is so simple, such that it can't be real, it can't be truth, it can't be the way, it can't be the path, it can't be the life. The message is so simple. Think of it. Love Him. Love Yah, Yahuwah, Yahusha with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So simple the message that the mighty of this planet, the strong of this planet, those who lord over all of us on this planet, find that to be weak, find that to be foolish, find that to be the thinking of a child, the simple man's way. And where does all their rationale and their logic and their invention, all of their complex ideologies, where does it get them? If they ever get to the end of it, it comes full circle and brings them right back to the understanding of the simple man, the understanding of the most basic, the understanding of the most fundamental, the understanding of Yahuwah, which is where the true power is in His message. The real power, the real dominion, the real glory is in serving Yahusha, serving Yahuwah. It's in exalting the low. It's in loving your fellow man as you love yourself. That's not weak, that's strength. Meekness is not weakness. Self-control and guarding your passions such that you don't lash out at the world, such that you don't run amok with hubris and arrogance and conceit, that the humble among us know nothing, and that only the learned, wise scribes know everything. He renders the wise asunder. It is the wise of this world that are weak. It is the wise of this world that are decadent. It is the wise of this world that are truly foolish. It's why they never find, if you listen to any of them, they all have all of these frustrations, all of this angst, all of this self-hatred, all of this loss they suffer. None of it fixes any of them. It is only when you surrender to the Most High and ask for Him to come into your life, ask Him to fill you with grace, ask for His forgiveness. Do you finally feel unburdened? Do you finally feel at peace? Do you finally have solace? And that is what all the modern day wisdom seekers and scribes and know-it-alls and philosophers, that's what they're seeking, but they're seeking it through the mirage of this world, such that they believe they can construct a Tower of Babel to be at the place of the Most High, so they should have the wisdom of the Most High, so that they should have all the knowledge of the Most High. And what happens every time they get there? They're rendered, they're crushed, they're destroyed, because He will destroy the wise and render to naught the understanding of the prudent of this world, the prudent, logical, rational measures one takes, callous and cold to the suffering, to the sadness, to the angst, to the self-hatred, to the addictions of this world. They say they care. And so they're building technological wonders to save us all. They're only searching and seeking for the meaning of life for themselves. It's why they think they know better than us. It's why they love to lord over us, as the Pharisees of old, the wisdom keepers of old. They're no different than the wisdom keepers of today. They think they know best. All they know, all they understand, all they believe they have comprehension over is this world, which they will never master, which they will never grasp. Every time they think they know something, they end up knowing nothing. First, they believe the universe was created through the Big Bang, and now that's being disputed. They think they understand physics, and then boom, They go to the subatomic and none of their laws make sense. Every time we think we understand something, a new mystery opens up. A new doorway opens up to the unknown. We never know it all, and we never will know it all. Because we're imperfect. The imperfect cannot understand the perfect. The imperfect can never make an imperfect world perfect. And we live in an imperfect world full of sin, evil, lust, temptation, ruled over by Hashatan, ruled over by Satan, ruled over by Lucifer, ruled over by the most defiled, debased people you can imagine, who revel in our suffering such that they gain power by crushing the weak. Look around you, look at the war, the misery, the chaos that's being sowed upon this world. He will return. Yahushua will return and he will judge and bring order and wipe away the evil and rule over this planet for 1,000 years and restore Eden, restore paradise. And in between now and then, we run around chasing our tails, frustrated, chaotic, frenzied, pell-mell, sowing division, sowing hatred. Divide and conquer, as in the old, so beeth the new. It's all the same song, it's all the same story. Those seeking power, those seeking to conquer, those seeking to stand upon a pile of skulls, their axes raised in the air, screaming out into the wild that they control it all, that by the sweat of their brow they will survive by killing everyone else, by destroying everyone else. I'm no better, I'm no different, I've been there. I've believed that through manipulating the environment, manipulating circumstances, manipulating people, manipulating variables, that I could control and conquer outcomes. And even in those moments where you do reach the place that you thought you were going to get to, it's never what you thought it was going to be. And you're never fulfilled, you're never satisfied, so we continue to claw away and scratch away and cannibalize away in order to achieve the next goal, the next target. And we're never satisfied, we're never happy. He will destroy the wisdom of the so-called wise and bring to nothing, to naught, the understanding, the perception, the comprehension of the prudent. Think about it. If only those who hold the keys to the mysteries of this world, who think they hold the keys, the smartest among us, those with the greatest technology, those with the most amount of money, those with the greatest technology, those with all the books that are locked away that the rest of us don't get to read, all the philosophers and the gurus, if only they have control over their so-called life, which they're really dead to. If only they can obtain truth and understanding. If only they, with all of their money, can find a way to figure out, or all of their brain power, all of their IQ can figure out the meaning to life. If only they could do it, and only they can understand it. Then think about what that means. That means that 99% of the planet wallow in grief, in sadness, in frustration, in loss, in senselessness. And that's what they hope. That's what they believe. That's why they lord over us. That's how they control us. That's how they hold dominion over us. By hoisting up these ideas and making everyone think that they know nothing and that they know better. So, it's the old story of the Pharisees and the scribes, but think about that for a second. It means that only they have the epiphanies and the revelations. Only they have true salvation and true revelation. And that's why Yahusha was murdered, because he exalted the humbled. He helped the simple man with simple needs and simple wants to put a roof over their head, to take care of their family, to live a just life, to have peace and solace. The simple, basic things, the true things, to follow Yahuwah. It would mean that 99% of this planet will never have those things and can never have those things, and will have no true peace, no true solace, no true salvation, if they're right. And that's why Yahusha was murdered. That's why he was tormented. That's why he was tortured. That's why he was beaten, mocked, spit upon. That's why he was conspired against. That's why he was destroyed, or at least his physical body was destroyed. That's why he was rendered asunder by the Pharisees, the scribes of his day, because he preached a simple message. He brought to the simple man the idea that all you needed for redemption and forgiveness and revelation and epiphanies, all you needed to have the way, the truth, and the life, to know the path, was not the wisdom of the scribes and the Sadducees and the Pharisees, but to simply love Yahweh with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And you would have everything. You would have the kingdom of Yah. You will inherit the meek, the humble, shall inherit the kingdom of God. The new earth, paradise on earth, heaven on earth. Christ's reign over this new universe, this new world, this new earth. Whilst the exalted are humbled, while the high are brought low. In their arrogance, like Icarus flying too close to the sun, their wings, their man-made wings, burn, singe, such that they plunge to the earth. Destroyed, dissolved, disintegrated. The Tower of Babel. Our arrogance, our hubris, that we would be like the Elohim. Crushed, destroyed, that we would be like the Most High. Absolutely rendered asunder and scattered across the land for our conceit, our arrogance, and our hubris. But it is the humble who understand the simple message, which is the key to true life. As Paul said, to those who are perishing, the message of Yahusha is foolishness. For those who walk this world dead, soulless, heartless, calloused, and cold, those who rule over this planet, those who know it all, the modern day scribes and Pharisees, they're dead. Their souls are dead. Their hearts are dead to this world. They're the living dead. But to those of us who are saved, the message of Yahusha is life. But it can't be that simple. We have to make it complex. We have to decipher the most comprehensive. We have to tear it apart and put it back together again and package it in a different message. Just like this modern day philosopher that I was listening to. Again, trying to equate the understanding of Yahuwah, the salvation of Yahusha, the pilgrimage to come to that understanding, to come to know Yahusha, to come to know Yahuwah, to be saved, to be forgiven, to be redeemed by Yahusha, to compare it to the human hero's journey, that it must be all man for all time, that it must be to our self-worth, to our self-gratification, to our self-fulfillment, to our self-actualization, to our self-realization. It's all self, it's all us, it's all we, and so we have to repackage the message so that it's man-made, so that then it has some credibility in this world. This world means nothing. It's an illusion, it's a mirage, it's a false reality. Until you see the zeros and the ones behind it all, then you know, and you will never unknow. Once you hear, you will truly understand, and you will never unhear. Once you see, once you were blind, now you see, and you will finally perceive, and you will never unsee again. That the way, the truth, and the life is found in Yahuwah, Yahusha. And when you are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, your cup overflows. You have true peace, true solace, true understanding, and you know. And so you're never unfulfilled again. You're never unsatisfied again. You experience true joy for the first time in your life. You feel truly alive for the first time ever, because you've been walking around soulless, dead, frustrated, confused. No longer. Now you let your conscience guide you, your heart guide you, your soul guide you, because you know what's right, and you walk aligned in a congruent fashion to the word, the way, the truth, the life, because you know now, since your heart is infused, since your soul is infused with the light, the love, and the glory of Yahusha, that in surrendering to Him and following your heart, you're now on the right path, and you no longer doubt what you do, because you only do what your heart tells you to do. You no longer work against it. So all is right in your world, because when you walk with Yahusha, all is right, because He is the light of this world. So you're no longer in the darkness. He illuminates everything. The darkness is crushed, it's dissolved, it dissipates. When the light of Yah smashes against it, it is no more, and there's only light. And so when you walk with Yahusha, you walk in the light. You no longer constantly stumble with every step. Yeah, you'll make mistakes, because you're only human. You'll never be perfect, not until kingdom come and we're like the angels. But at this point, we're imperfect as we navigate this planet, we navigate this life. But this life is a test, and when we navigate it no longer through the so-called wisdom, the anti-truth of the modern-day philosopher and scribes, and when we work through our heart, when we walk through our heart, when we navigate through our heart, guided by the light, Yahusha, no matter where we are serving Him best. No matter what you think is right in your life or what you think is wrong in your life, you have more than you'll ever know, because you have Yahusha's life. Your cup runneth, you have His light, and so your cup runneth over. You have more than you know. You have all that you'll ever need and more when you walk with Him. All is right in your world, because you walk in the light. You can finally see, and you're where He needs you most. You're where you can serve Him best. So at any time, at any point, when you're walking that path, you're righteous. You're justified. You're not justified in the laws and the rules and regulations and traditions and the wisdom of man. You're justified. You're righteous through the heart infused with the light of Yahusha, and you are saved by the word, your confession to Yahusha, asking Him to forgive you for all that you've done, for all that you've been, feeling the shame, feeling the guilt, feeling the sorrow for who you were, because now you finally recognize what is right, and you are sad, you are hurt, you are agonized over what you are, and joyful at what you have become. And what you know, even though you're not worthy of it, you feel that sadness, but you feel that joy at the same time, knowing you've been saved, knowing that He forgives you, knowing that you're redeemed, and knowing now that you can help others. Love your neighbors, love yourself. You can help others see where they are blind. You can help others hear where they are deaf. You can help others know where they are unknown, confused, and distraught by the constant lies of this world, the constant fallacies of this world, the constant confusion of this world, and the modern-day scribes and the modern-day philosophers who bring you nothing but empty, shallow words that lead to nothing but debasement, defilement, and decadence. You know it because you feel it, because still your heart hurts, still your soul hurts, still you agonize in confusion, and you try to ease it all with drugs, with alcohol, with meaningless sex, with meaningless relationships, with meaningless entertainment. You do everything to distract and divert yourself from what you know to be true, because he lives within you and he cries out to you. And we don't need to repackage it. We don't need to reconstruct it. We don't need to make it all about man, because it's not. We were created in the image of Yahuwah. And when we get down on our knees and we feel his glory and we feel his life and we feel his light, you finally understand what it's all about. And it's not about us. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So let us no longer be led astray by the modern day scribes. Let us no longer be confused or feel the angst and frustration when the New Age gurus cannot figure it all out for us, and all the self-help books and motivational speeches and inspirational stories you consume only the need for more inspirational stories, because they're ephemeral and temporary. Let us no longer be led to defilement, debasement, decadence, and depravity by those modern day Dionysian cults that tell you to live for today. Live your truth. Follow any whim that comes upon you, because it's all meaningless anyway. And so revel in decadence and depravity and hedonism and gluttony and pleasure seeking. Live life like it's your last day, they say. Like it's one big party. Celebrate. And how do you celebrate? You celebrate by defiling yourself. Think about what celebration means in this world. You drink yourself to death. You drug yourself to death. You party until you're sick. No different from the days of yore, the orgies and the decadent Dionysian festivals of yore, where people would eat and drink and devolve themselves and defile themselves and make themselves depraved in all manner of orgiastic, hedonistic pleasures, such that when they came around, when they gained their senses, they were sick. That they would eat until they vomited and eat again, that they would drink until they vomited and drink again, that they would just involve themselves in the lewdest, most lustful and defiling of acts that defiles themselves and those around them, bringing no goodness, no purity, no wholesomeness to their lives, only darkening it further. Let us not, the hedonists and pleasure seekers of this world, lead us astray any longer. Let us be saved. Let us find his light. Let us come to him. Ask for him to come into our life. Ask him to redeem us. Ask him to fill us with his light. And you will be struck like a thunderbolt, like a lightning bolt. Your heart will open. You'll see the beauty. You'll see the light. You'll know, and you will never unknow again. And you will want to pay it forward. You will no longer be in darkness. You will no longer be in chaos. You will finally understand. And as we help our neighbor, as we love our neighbors, we love ourselves, we will join arm in arm, unstoppable, because together we are stronger than ever. They cannot divide us. They cannot sow chaos. They cannot divide us. They cannot make us hate ourselves any longer. They cannot pit man against man, woman against woman. They can no longer sow chaos and frenzy and confusion in this world when we unite. When we unite under the word, the way, the truth, and the life that is Yahusha, that is the power and the glory of Yah. They cannot stop us, because now we wear the armor of Yah, such that their slings and their arrows and their diversions and distractions can no longer dent us, can no longer strike us down, can no longer divert us or distract us, can no longer crack the facade we used to wear. Because now we're wrapped in the armor of Yah, which is the light of a trillion suns and beyond, such that no darkness can get near it. No darkness can, the darkness doesn't exist. The absence of light is no more. And we can truly carry the banner for Yahusha, so that others who are lost may see it And so that when we walk together, we walk tall, we walk strong, united in Yahushua's name, spreading the gospel, spreading the message, letting the world know, shouting from the rooftops that there is a way, there is a truth, there is a life, and there is hope. In his name, in Yahushua's name, we march unconquerable, undefeatable, unstoppable, ceaselessly, relentlessly to kingdom come.